The rise and fall of King David. King David's story begins with his humble origins as a young shepherd in Bethlehem, renowned for his courage and faith. The son of Jesse, David was anointed by the prophet Samuel to be the future king of Israel while still a boy, signaling the divine plan for his life. His most famous early triumph was his dramatic victory over Goliath, the colossal Philistine warrior who had paralyzed Israel's army with fear. Armed only with a sling, a few stones, and unshakable faith in God, David struck down the giant, earning him instant fame and admiration throughout Israel. Yet even in his rise to prominence, David's journey was fraught with challenges. King Saul, threatened by David's growing popularity and divine favor, became consumed with envy. Despite Saul's attempts to kill him, David remained loyal, even sparing the king's life. On 2 occasions when the tables turned, his loyalty and integrity were hallmarks of his early character. When Saul died, David ascended to the throne, uniting the tribes of Israel and establishing Jerusalem as the nation's capital. His military campaigns expanded Israel's territory, and his devotion to God was evident in his efforts to bring the Ark of the Covenant to Jerusalem. God even made an eternal covenant with David, promising that his lineage would endure forever, a promise fulfilled in the Messiah. However, David's reign was not without its shadows. Power began to corrupt him, and his greatest moral failing came with Bathsheba. Spying her bathing from his rooftop, David succumbed to temptation and summoned her to his palace, leading to an adulterous affair. When Bathsheba became pregnant, David orchestrated the death of her husband, Uriah, by placing him in the heat of battle. This act of treachery and murder deeply displeased God. Through the prophet Nathan, David was confronted with his sins. Broken by guilt, he repented sincerely, declaring, "I have sinned against the Lord." Though God forgave him, the consequences of his actions rippled through his family. Tragedy struck David's household in a series of betrayals and calamities. His son Amnon committed a heinous act against his half-sister Tamar, which led to her brother Absalom exacting vengeance by murdering Amnon. Absalom's rebellion followed as he rallied support against David, forcing the king to flee Jerusalem. The rebellion ended with Absalom's death in battle, leaving David grief-stricken. Despite his flaws and the chaos in his later years, David's legacy endured. He composed many of the Psalms, leaving a spiritual treasure for generations. His life is a testament to human frailty and divine grace, a story of profound faith, devastating sin, and ultimate redemption. King David's story remains one of the most compelling narratives of the Bible, illustrating how even those chosen by God are not immune to weakness, but can find restoration through repentance and God's mercy.